students. Dear students, we teachers happy to invite you in science group. Don't get afraid about science group subject. If we have 100% self-interest, self-motivation, easily you can get through in all the science subject with 100% mark. Still, chemistry is so easy to understand. From first lesson onwards, you are supposed to cooperate, to listen carefully and try to understand carefully, then everything will possible in chemistry learning process. So don't get afraid about chemistry subject. It is so very easy, but somewhat get too vast or too high than that of 10th standard, but even it is possible with your confidence. Right. Now we get into that unit number 1, basic concept of chemistry and chemical calculations. The first topic, matter. What is matter? Matter is defined as anything but that has mass and occupies space. Able to follow me? Matter is defined as anything but that has mass and occupies space. Then we can define them as matter. All matters is composed of atoms. All matters is composed of atoms. Next, classification of matter. To understand the properties of matter better, we need to classify them. The two most commonly used methods to classify them as follows. The first one, classification based on physical state of matter, and second one, classification based on chemical composition of matter. The classification based on physical method, the matter classified into solid, liquid and gas. Here we can take example the water. The water as being in solid state as well as being in liquid state as being in gaseous state. By differing temperature, these physical state of the matter easily interconvertible one. At 0 degree Celsius, the water being as solid called ice. At room temperature, that is above 0 degree Celsius, the same water can be in liquid state. By 100 degrees Celsius, the water become into gaseous state. So, by adapting suitable temperature and pressure, these physical state of matter easily interconvertible one. Next one, chemical classification of matter. They classified into mixture and pure substances. Again, mixture classified into homogeneous and heterogeneous. Example, we can say green tea. Homogeneous means nothing that the solution getting only single phases. Everything present as one unit. Heterogeneous, example oil and water. They are going to be exhibit the different phases. Easily identify the different components present in the mixture. They are called heterogeneous. Then pure substance further classified into elements and compounds. Example for elements we can say copper. For compounds we can say copper sulfate. Right. So a detailed way we can discuss one after another. Physical state of matter. The physical state of matter can be converted into one another by modifying the temperature and pressure suitably. That already I told you here. that water can exist in solid state, liquid state, gaseous state with respect to the temperature condition what we have given. Next one, the chemical classification. Mixture. It consists of more than one chemical entity present without any chemical interactions. In chemical classification, the first topic, mixture. What are they called? Mixture. How we can define them? Mixture is a substance. It consists of more than one chemical entity, that is more than one chemical components present together without any chemical interaction among them. There is more than one chemical component or element mixed together, but there is no any chemical interaction, chemical reactivity among them. Then we can say they are called as mixture. Examples: smoke and fog, dirt and water, sand, water and gravel, that is present in cement, water and salt, that is present in sea water, water and oxygen, called as sea foam. So these are the components presenting together, but there is no any chemical interaction among them. That's why these are called examples for mixture. Based on physical appearance, mixture can be classified into homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. What are they called? Homogeneous mixture. It is a solid, liquid or gaseous state. That mixture has the same or uniform proportions of its components throughout of any given sample. It has single phase. Able to follow me? It is a solid, liquid or gaseous state, but the mixture that should have the same or uniform proportions of its components throughout of any given sample. It has single phase. Example, air. In that air there is nitrogen, oxygen, water vapor and other smaller substances present together, but there is no any chemical interaction between them. They present together without chemical interactions. That's why air is example for homogeneous mixture, as well as salt solution. Salt, any salt we can take that is being in solid state. When you put into the glass of water, the solid nature of salt will disappear, become into liquid state. That is called salt solution. Here only one phase exists, that is liquid phase, as well as sugar solution and water and all alloy type. These are example for homogeneous mixture. Next, heterogeneous mixture. It is a mixture with a non-uniform composition. The composition varies from one region to another with at least two phases that remains separate from each other with clearly identifiable properties. If you examine a sample of heterogeneous mixture, you can see the separate components. Listen. Example for heterogeneous mixture: water and ice cubes. Here water as being in liquid state, ice cubes in solid state. These two things together present, it is easily identifiable from each other. Water as being liquid and ice cubes as ice cubes in solid state. Easily we can differentiate. As well as sugar and sand. mixing together, easily we can identify where the sugar particle and where the sand particle, like that. Then salt and pepper, chocolate chip cookies. That means if you take a bite from a cookie, you may not get the same number of chips as you get in another bite. That's why chocolate chip cookies is the example. And then soil, then blood. Here blood cells are physically separate from the blood plasma. The cells have different properties than plasma. That's why blood is heterogeneous mixture. Pure substances. Substances that are made of or composed of simple atoms or molecules. Example: tin, sulfur, diamond, water, pure sugar and table salt. These are example for pure substances. The next, element. An element consists of only one type of atom. Mind that. An element consists of only one type of atom. They can exist as monoatomic or polyatomic. Monoatomic means only single atom going to be as an element. Polyatomic unit means more than one same type of atom together as being element. That is polyatomic unit. Polyatomic elements are called molecules. What is an atom? It is the smallest electrically neutral particle. It is the smallest electrically neutral particle. It is made up of the fundamental particles called electrons, proton and neutrons. Charge of the electron negative, charge of the proton positive. Electron and proton in an atom always being in equal number. That's why atom is the smallest electrically neutral particle. Neutron here chargeless. The monoatomic unit, that is monoatomic element. Example: gold, copper. These are all single atom going to be as element. That is monoatomic unit. Polyatomic unit, more than one atom of same type going to be together. Hydrogen, two hydrogen atom together as such two. Phosphorus, four phosphorus atom together. Sulfur element, 8 sulfur atom together. So these are example for polyatomic unit. Next one, compound. Compounds are made up of molecules which contain two or more atoms of different element. Compounds are made up of molecules which contain two or more atoms of different elements. Properties of compounds are different from those of their constituent elements. Example: formation of sodium chloride from sodium and chlorine element. Sodium element, shiny metal. Chlorine element, irritating gas. But the sodium and chlorine react together forming sodium chloride having crystalline solid nature. So in the compound formation, the individual properties of each element get changed. So during the compound formation, the properties of compounds are different from those of their constituent elements. During the compound formation, the properties of elements get disappear and become compound with a new property. Example here: carbon dioxide, glucose, hydrogen sulfide and sodium chloride. Next, atomic masses. We know that atoms are too small, it is not visible to our naked eye. Since atoms are too small with a diameter of 10 to the power minus 10 meter and weigh approximately 10 to the power minus 27 kilogram, it is not possible to measure their mass directly. Hence here it is proposed to have relative scale based on a standard atom. The carbon 12 atom is considered as a standard atom by the IUPAC committee. The mass of carbon 12 is fixed as 12 atomic mass unit or unified atomic mass. What is one atomic mass unit? What is one atomic mass unit? The atomic mass unit or unified atomic mass is defined as 1/12 of the mass of a carbon 12 atom in its ground state. Mind it carefully. What is one atomic mass unit? The atomic mass unit or unified atomic mass is defined as 1/12 of the mass of a carbon 12 atom in its ground state. So we can say one unified atomic mass or one atomic mass unit equal to 1/12 of carbon, that is approximately equal to 1.6605 in 10 to the power minus 27 kilogram. Next, relative atomic mass. It is defined as ratio of the average atomic mass factor to the unified atomic unit. The formula will be relative atomic mass equal to, it is represented as AR. Relative, R stands for relative, A stands for atomic mass. Average mass of the atom divided by unified atomic mass. Relative atomic mass of hydrogen equal to average mass of the hydrogen atom in kilogram. Unified atomic mass. So average mass of the hydrogen atom in kilogram value is 1.6736 in 10 to the power minus 27 kilogram divided by unified atomic mass value 1.6605 in 10 to the power minus 27 kilogram. The approximate value we can get 1.008 unified atomic mass. So this is the unified atomic mass of the hydrogen. That means we can say relative atomic mass of hydrogen as 1.008. Why have to calculate average mass of the atom? Since most of the elements consist of isotopes that differ in mass, we have to calculate average mass of the atom. Here, what do you mean isotope? Atoms of the same element having same atomic number but differ in their mass number. Example, hydrogen 1 1, hydrogen 1 2, hydrogen 1 3. So the hydrogen element differ in mass number as 1 2 3, but they are having same atomic number as 1 1 1. So this group of atoms of hydrogen called isotopes. Since the atoms present in different mass number, they need to calculate that average mass of the atom. Average atomic mass. It is defined as the average of the atomic masses of all atoms in their naturally occurring isotopes. Listen carefully. It is defined as the average of the atomic masses of all atoms in their naturally occurring isotopes. For example, chlorine consists of two naturally occurring isotopes as Cl1735 and Cl1737 in the ratio of 77:23. So average relative atomic mass of chlorine is equal to 35 into 77. That means what? Atomic mass of this chlorine 37 and percentage available 77. 35 into 77. That is written here. Plus as well as another chlorine atom having mass 37 available by 23 percentage. So 37 into 23 by 100. So approximately we can get 35.5. So the atomic mass, average atomic mass of the chlorine is 35.5. Next one, what is molecular mass? the molecular mass of the mass of a given molecule. The molecular mass is the mass of a given molecule. It is measured by determining the molecular formula of the molecule first, and second one, multiply each element's atomic mass by the number of atoms of that element in the molecule. For example, find the molecular mass of ammonia. In ammonia, nitrogen is 1 time, hydrogen is 3 times. That only here stated. Multiply each element's atomic mass by the number of atoms of that element in the molecule. So in ammonia, there is 1 nitrogen atom. Its atomic mass equal to approximately 14.007. For atomic mass of hydrogen is 1.008. But hydrogen is 3 times in that ammonia molecule. No, that's why multiply by 3 times. But nitrogen is only 1 time, so multiply by 1 time. So 14.007 plus 3.024. So approximately the molecular mass of the ammonia 17.0. Relative molecular mass. Similar to relative atomic mass, relative molecular mass is defined as, listen carefully, similar to relative atomic mass, the relative molecular mass is defined as the ratio of the mass of a molecule to the unified atomic mass unit. So the formula, relative molecular mass equal to mass of the molecule divided by unified atomic mass. The relative molecular mass of any compound can also be calculated by adding the relative atomic masses of its constituent atoms. Listen carefully. The relative molecular mass of any compound, that is the molecular mass of any compound, can also be calculated by adding the relative atomic masses of its constituent atoms. For example, relative molecular mass of hydrogen molecule equal to 2 into relative atomic mass of hydrogen atom. That means in one molecule of hydrogen there is 2 hydrogen atom. That's why the relative atomic mass of hydrogen into 2. So it will give you 2.016 unified atomic mass. As well as the relative molecular mass of glucose molecule, in that there is 6 carbon atom, 12 hydrogen atom, 6 oxygen atom. Mass of the carbon 12, mass of the hydrogen atom is 1.008. For oxygen atomic mass 16. So 6 into 12 plus 12 into 1.008 plus 6 into 16. It will give you 72. 12.096 plus 96. So approximately 180.096 unified atomic mass. So thank you students. So go through number of time. Easily you can understand. Don't get afraid.